Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's a new year of the spreads of the week, where we run you through every single NFL spread and give our opinion on where the line will fall. I'm looking forward to another season of beating you, Mike, coming off my late win last year, but actually a very good year for both of us last year. I think we should both feel very proud. We really figured it out last year.
Yeah, well, it's good to be back as always, Thomas. Yeah, you did pull it out. I led almost the entire way, and then you pulled out in the last week. I had a disaster. So yeah, need to cut out those kind of heavy losses this week. But yeah, I think we did well. We were both over 50% quite comfortably, weren't we? Which is
Yeah, I think over 55% actually, which is very
you
good for us.
can't go broke making a profit, Thomas.
No. And yeah, well, we've had two games already. We picked one spread. We picked the Cowboys Eagles. We'll just go over that briefly. I mean, it was a pretty ridiculous spread for both of us that for a divisional game. A bit too much hype being given to the Eagles line there. I mean, it was a win, but a nice comfy cover for the Cowboys. They're 8.5.
Yeah, I think we both thought for that game that the line is a bit too much there.
Yeah.
The games against the Cowboys typically, unless Dak's been injured, have typically been quite close.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just was too many points for me. First game of the season, Eagles always start slow. They don't play any of their 22 starters in preseason. So it always takes. I mean, last year I think on us we were 2-2 after 4 games. So I
Hmm.
didn't think the Eagles would come out flying, and they certainly didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, we scraped a win, and that's all that matters, I guess. But it was a unconvincing performance. We'll talk about the Eagles and the Cowboys in future weeks when we've actually got a game to project them in. But yeah, I was still pleased with the win. Dug in and won when you don't play well. Sign of a good team.
Oh yeah, for sure. And if we kick it off with the 1 p.m. kickoffs, where are we going to go first? Oh, to the Superdome first. Okay.
Yeah, going down to New Orleans. Um, so who wants to go first? You got
I'll go because I this is one where I feel quite bullish on, to be honest. Saints plus 6.5 home dogs. Give me the Saints every day on this one. There is going to be a lot of hype about the Cardinals this year. A lot of people are projecting them to compete in the NFC West, and I think they definitely have the tools, and they've been building to go on a little run this year. But just pump the brakes on that a bit. I wouldn't make them 6.5 point favorites away from home, especially in the Superdome. Um, with New Orleans, sometimes it doesn't really matter who's playing. It's more just about that vibe there in the Superdome. And I think it's just a bit reticent to write them off this early when you don't really know how they're going to look at a new era there under Kellen Moore. So I'd expect the Saints to be competitive and quite comfortably cover this one, Mike.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm as bullish on this one as you are. I do agree that I'm going to take the Saints as well.
Hmm.
I haven't seen anything from Spencer Rattler so far in his career to suggest, he's a disqualifying QB to start in the NFL. Whether he can be
Yep.
a consistent NFL starter or not, time will tell. Probably by the end of this season, we'll have a better idea. They might be
Yeah.
playing the rookie Shook uh,
Sure.
by that point. But I do think the Cardinals are the better team. I think the Cardinals will win this game actually, but I just think it will be close. The
Yeah.
Cardinals they've got a purple shirt up this year. They've been slowly building a quite talented roster
Yeah.
around Kyler Murray and on the defense in particular. They've drafted really well. They've still got the likes of Buda Baker back there. They've got a Gannon's got to get these guys going now. They've got to have a winning season, and they've probably got to sneak into the playoffs. You'd suggest, otherwise there'll be some hot seats in the desert.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
for
yeah,
sure.
long story short, I'm taking the Saints as well though.
Yeah, this is a sneaky one where I might look at the money line in this as well, just to shake things up, to be honest. But alas, oh, I think they'll cover that spread nicely.
Okay. We then head down to Duval County.
Yeah, we'll
Uh,
stay in the southeast. Yeah.
yeah. Um, Interesting. Interesting. I think probably, well, but let's talk about the line first. So the Jags are a 3.5 point favorite, so more than a field goal, you're saying, if you're taking the Jags here.
Lines
Uh,
moving as well. Lines moving. We had 4 points yesterday when I looked.
uh,
So. So
Panthers,
money coming on the Panthers here.
interesting.
Hmm.
I wonder why that might be. I wonder if they took a no, they haven't taken a significant injury, the Jags, so I don't know why that would be coming in this late.
Mm,
Um,
just some money, maybe.
yeah, just some money. I guess people see value with the Panthers. They like the progress that Bryce Young made last year. Uh, I really like Cohen, the new head coach for the Jags. I think he's a really good play caller. He transformed Baker Mayfield's career really
Yeah.
last season. And I think he could probably do a similar thing for Trevor Lawrence, you'd have to say is probably more gifted than Baker Mayfield athletically and
Mm.
sort of natural talent. So you'd hope he'd be able to get a similar turnaround out of Lawrence. So I want to see Travis Hunter as well play both ways. I think he could be a. I think I saw the other day he's going to play 100% offense and then a little sprinkling of maybe some third and long defense. So I think that Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter on the outside is potentially one of the. It might be the best young wide receiver duo in the NFL, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
True.
I'm gonna take the Jags here. Although I don't think the Panthers will be bad this season. I think they might sneak a winning season even. But I'm gonna take the Jags in this one.
Yeah, it is a new era in Jacksonville. I'm gonna call this as if I have called the last few years for the Jags and just be a bit pump the brakes here, and I'll go for the Panthers to cover at least a field goal loss here. I like the line. Yeah, let's see how Jacksonville looks. I might regret this one, but I'm gonna take the Panthers to be plucky and maybe pull out a rogue road win here early on, and just maybe get some impetus early on in their season. It's been a while there since they've had any of that in Carolina, so I think I'll back the underdogs here. Or
Yeah,
differ for
differ,
us.
differ
Yeah,
early doors. Uh, you don't normally hang around on the differs, Tom. You like to get one in early.
I do. Well, we had two agreements so far. That was far too much. Far
Yeah.
too.
Oh dear. Well, I don't know what's going on here, but all of my scores along the top line there just disappeared. So we'll have to do it this way. Um, but it's gone out of order now.
Oh, they were back at the top there. Have a goosey.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
So this
very
is you
tight one.
Finns at Colts. This is for you. Your honor here, Thomas. Yeah, this is a oh, dear me.
I mean, really. I've said in the past, I feel like Indianapolis hasn't really been much of a home environment for them the last few years. That crowd and fan base just getting a bit put off these days. A very good roster, but they just can't get any signal caller in of note to make that roster work. So I can't not take Miami here. This is a comfy road game for Miami in a dome. They'll like that. Um, and it's a short line anyway. Indianapolis don't really know what they're doing with quarterback. So until there's a bit more clarity on that, I'm just going to go in on the Dolphins here, who traditionally in this Mike McDaniel era do start quite strong. So I'm going to back that to continue. Dolphins road cover here.
My goodness, look at this Dolphins injury report.
Oh
It is
dear.
it
Oh
is
goodness.
painful. A Chain and Hill are both on it. A Chain is always injured, isn't he?
Yeah. We said when he was coming out too small to be a bell cow running back, but I did read he's going to play today. He's
Do you know if
they pulled him out end of preseason, but he's going to play.
okay? You'd have to think Tyreek is playing as well if he can. It's only an oblique injury. I mean, you wouldn't have thought that would be
No.
that would be enough to keep him out of the game if he needed the first game of the season. I need to figure that out. He's in my fantasy team, so
Mm.
I need to figure out if he's playing. I'm gonna take the Finns here as well.
Yeah.
I just you make the move to Daniel Jones at quarterback, and you're just not gonna get. It will be inconsistent in a different way to
Yeah.
Richardson. Richardson just can't hit a barn door, but Daniel Jones will just make terrible decisions and put the offense in terrible spots. Until I've seen Daniel Jones really perform in this offense, I'm just going to have to take basically whoever they're playing every week,
Yeah.
unless the line is more appealing than this. So yeah, I'm going to take the Finns as well there.
Yeah, it's quite rich to make him a favorite there, but I guess they're the home team, so it's just factored into it a bit.
As you said, the roster is excellent. I think their
Yeah.
roster is so
Oh yeah.
talented,
Hmm.
but the level of quarterback play has just been horrendous. Oh baby,
Ooh, you can pick an NFC East encounter here, Mike. Have at it.
oh dear. Um, Neighbors is gonna.
Lines lines
Go on.
gone out. It was six as well, so money coming in on the Commanders here.
Yeah,
Unsurprising.
yeah. I haven't really seen any of the commanders in pre-season. I have to say, actually, I don't know if Daniels played or how he looked, but it's in Maryland. I'm going to take the Commanders here. It's a lot of projection in week one for a lot of these teams, and the Giants. We just don't know what that offense is going to look like with Russell Wilson. If they can get these long balls going to Malik Neighbors, those moon balls, that'll actually be quite an effective weapon and keep them in some games. And the defense will be good. It was good last year, but I
Yeah.
think Daniels. I mean, the Commanders put everybody in a bind last year with that quarterback run game, and then everything else they were doing with the screen game and stuff like that. I think they're too far ahead of where the Giants are at the moment. So I'm going to take the Commanders to win by a touchdown at home.
Nice. Yeah, I don't have much more to add. Definitely one of the funner teams to watch in the NFL, and it's less than a touchdown cover there. So if they win by seven, you've got that. So yeah, I'll join you on the Commanders for sure.
They got McLaurin's deal done as well. Scary Terry is locked up in
Oh,
Washington,
good. Thank
so that
goodness. Yeah, that
that
was
will
big.
be that's big for them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been a problem if they hadn't got that done. Okay, uh,
Oh,
Steelers,
oh.
Jets. It's the Aaron Rodgers derby.
Good Lord. Well, I did pay for NFL Game Pass, so I do get all the outer markets. But Mike, I can tell you now, this is one I will not be looking at all day. Good Lord, this is a shocker.
I,
Uh,
I I'll okay. I'll say my piece in a minute. You go on, go on.
it's me to pick. Yeah, it's me to pick.
Yeah, no, it is you to pick. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The line's 3 points, but we didn't say that. The line is 3 points.
Jesus Christ. I think this is going to be a wash. Should we point five this one either way, just so we can get a result from this?
Results.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can either take minus 2.5 or plus 3.5.
I mean, I think if it was going to go half a point either way, they would make the Jets more of an underdog, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
If you were having
plus
to pick. So
yeah.
plus 3.5, I think, is the line we can go with.
Yeah, in which case, oh good Lord, it's Justin Fields as well, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
Fields coming back. Yeah, okay, no, I like a bit of a revenge game there. Jets plus 3.5, then I'll take the Jets. In an ugly game decided by who throws the least picks and who fumbles it the least, I guess. Well, special teams plays. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Jets plus 3.5. It's not really interested in this, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Jets at plus 3.5 as well. I
Yeah,
really I agree with you. There isn't a huge amount of attraction in this game for me at all, but I am interested to see that Justin Fields offense. I think they're really going to lean into his skill set more than it's just baffling. The Bears and the Steelers just didn't really get a comprehensive quarterback run game going at all.
yeah,
Uh, just really bizarre. I think Aaron Glenn is coming from Detroit. Dan Campbell, they lean into their players' strength. They don't put people in positions that they're uncomfortable in. And I think he'd probably want to bring that ethos with him over. And the
yeah.
defense for the Jets could be really interesting as well because Aaron Glenn, no one played more man coverage in Detroit than Aaron Glenn did.
Hmm.
And I think that could really suit this quite talented Jets defense. And you look at the Steelers against a lot of man coverage. Who have they got? I mean, D-
Yeah,
DK Metcalf, yeah, fine, but he's going to be if Sauce Gardner travels with him, I mean,
yeah.
who else is winning against man coverage there? I think it could be a tough day for Steelers offense. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jets here too.
No, that's good. You provided a lot more insight there than I did. I just dismissed that one, but no, some very sound points from you there.
No, well, it occurred to me the other day that I didn't really know anything about either of those teams, so I had a little look at what they were up to. Oh dear. Okay, so it's gone a bit higgledy-piggledy here, but it's taken us over to Cincinnati
No,
at
it's at Cleveland here.
Oh no, no, I was just saying it put it down the line as
Oh,
the
sorry.
whether so
Yeah.
yeah, Cincinnati yeah, I was gonna say at your hometown Cleveland Browns, Tom.
Yep.
Um plus 5.5 at home, the Browns. A sign of the times, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, sorry. You go first on this one. I'm
It is me.
struggling with it. Yeah.
It is me first. Well, the Eagles played the Bengals in preseason, and the the Burrow Chase connection is just ridiculous. They've got Higgins signed up.
Mm.
The question with the Bengals is going to be the defense. The defense was atrocious last year and really bad against the run. And obviously, we'd expect the Browns to run a lot of that wide zone, under center, wide zone play action game. So you could see the Browns on the field for a long time and then hope that Flacco doesn't make the sort of trademark bad decisions that he's become known for as he's gotten older.
Yeah.
Um, I think just because historically, even though they played a lot in preseason, they played their starters a lot to try and mitigate against a slow start, which they've had the last 3 or 4 years, the Bengals. I'm still going to say they never start quick. It's
No.
it's a big road dog um, in the NFL, which never leaves me feeling very comfortable. I'm normally going to take the home dog, so I'll take the Browns here to make this close. I do think the Bengals will win the game, though.
Yeah. No, I agree with all those points, really. It's a bit too much for a divisional home game here to make him 5.5 point underdogs. They've still got a lot of pieces on defense, the Browns. So they match up pretty well historically with the Bengals in these games. They've given Burrow some real headaches before. Schwartz and that defense seems to be able to key in on that passing game. And I don't think the Bengals have much of a running game, to be honest, like you said. So, yeah, I'm going to go Browns to cover. And interestingly, I have actually taken the under on this. I thought the under was quite appealing there, or quite a low scoring game at the start of the season with these teams. I'm predicting.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
Unless what you're hoping for is that sort of Bengals preseason renaissance was not real, because otherwise,
Yeah.
if they put up 30, you're in trouble there. Um, uh, so the Raiders head out to the Patriots. Oh, Brady goes back to Boston. Well,
Hmm.
actually, I don't know if he will. I don't know because he won't be commentating on this, will he? So
Hmm.
the team that he's invested in playing his former team, and he won't even be there. Very strange.
Um, this was a rogue fixture last year where the Raiders went there and won against all odds. I quite enjoyed that. 2.5 points. Um, I can't bet on New England, honestly. What they've put out there has been pretty dreadful the last few years. I know that the coaching change should make a difference. Extremely good NFL head coach there now in Vrabel, but it is the first week. I'm just going to take the Raiders to shake it up and get their second win in New England in 2 years. Raiders on the spread there with a Ashton Genty heavy game plan and Geno Smith throwing some play action. Looking forward to seeing that, actually. It should be fun.
Yeah, well, I think we spoke about it over the summer a little bit, Tom. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Raiders this season. I think
Hmm.
it's a fun team. I really like Pete Carroll as a coach. I think he'll have these guys ready to go. He's really used to doing long trips across the country to the East Coast and winning on the road. He made those Seahawks teams road warriors in his time there.
Mm.
Uh, I think he'll have these guys ready to go, and I think Gino is a massively underrated quarterback. Last year, they simply threw the ball way too much,
Oh, yeah,
and
God.
they had one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL, the Seahawks, last year due to injury. And he just got more. He got more pressure than anyone else in the league,
Mm.
apart from maybe Sam Darnold. So I think with a better offensive line, with a better game plan that protects him a bit more, run Genty 25, 30 times. Yeah, I think I can see them getting this done. I think Drake May's going to have a good sophomore season, but they're just not quite yet. They're not there yet in year one under Vrabel, the Patriots. I think
No.
they'll suffer some baffling results this season, and then they'll have some really good weeks. They'll probably beat Buffalo or something, and then lose to someone they shouldn't lose to. It's just that kind of team for me at the moment.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more there.
Um,
I think that's the early games.
it's the early slate. It seems to have only broken it down into early and late, which is I need to figure this out before next week why they've changed it. So we'll have to go. I'll have to just read them off here because I don't think I can. Here's the arrow. I'm being an idiot.
Oh, we still have Tampa Bay, Atlanta, actually. That's the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've remembered how my athletic ticker works now, so we're in business. God, took a few months off, and it's all gone to pot. Um, yeah. Okay. So this is me first, isn't it? The
Yeah.
Dirty Birds are a 1.5 point home dog.
Hmm.
I'm going to keep this one quite succinct. I think, but Buccaneers are just the better football team.
Hmm.
And it's early days for Michael Penix. Some good things last year, but also some meh things, which is pretty standard for a rookie quarterback. He's going to have
Yeah.
to make quite a significant jump to make the Falcons a winning team and competitive in this division. And until I see it, I'm not gonna back it. I know these games in this division, it's like the AFC South, the NFC South. You get upsets and wild finishes and calamitous errors and all kinds of stuff. But I'm still gonna ride with what I think is the better team at the moment. That's the Bucks in a close game like this.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Falcons, yeah. I think their season wins were about 500 or something, and I thought it was a bit quite a lot for the Falcons. Like you said, I didn't see enough from the offense last year to give it much faith. They could have really the Penix and Cousins drama could really haunt them for years, I think. And I don't know. I think this could be the year it comes undone for them, honestly. As much as I love Penix, I'm going to back against the Falcons until they give me a reason to back them. Like you said, the Bucks are the better football team. So, yeah, I'm going to take just 1.5 there. It's very quite a meek spread to take the favorite on. So, yeah, I'll go for it.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by the size of that spread. I would have thought they'd be more highly favored there, the Bucks, but
Yeah, 3 points or something.
yeah, what do we know? Um,
Couple of jamokes.
a couple of jamokes from the UK. Uh, right out to the West Coast now. Oh, this is a fun game. I always like Niners at Seahawks, especially when they
Oh,
have to
well.
go there.
Yeah.
Um, this is your honor here, Tom. What do you reckon?
I'm going to say they've done pretty well when they've gone to Seattle recently in recent years, the Niners. I think it's going to continue. I think Purdy will just make enough to get this done and make them comfortably win. They'll probably look to get the most out of McCaffrey and maybe what might be his last year as a top tier runner. His body just repeatedly failing him. I think they might just go all in on the McCaffrey experience this year and roll the dice on that. And I think it's going to be too much for the Seahawks. Probably look for the Niners to win by at least a field goal, maybe more, to be honest. Seahawks have let me down the last few years, so as much as I'm not the biggest Niners fan, I think they're just going to be too well prepared for this, and then just have too much for them here.
Okay. Oh, I accidentally paused the screen sharing there. My goodness. There we go. I do need to run and get my charger quickly for my laptop, but I will say before we go that I'm going to take the Seahawks here.
Mm.
I actually think the Niners are still riding that wave of being very popular, very well known, high profile players, and people just pick them on reputation.
Yeah.
I think the quality of this offense has really diminished,
Mm.
and the defense just through bad drafting, and yeah, just some players aging out there. McCaffrey's only questionable for this game, so yeah, I'm gonna take the Seahawks here, and you better start chatting about the other one, Tom. I've got to go and grab my charger quickly here.
All right. So next we'll go to Tennessee at Denver. 8.5 points in that one. Oof, dear, that's an enormous spread. Um, I think I'm going to go with the Broncos on that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Broncos. Ah, Broncos Titans, correct?
yeah, it's an enormous. It's 8.5 points, but oh, I don't know. I can see this being a Denver just whitewashing them like 30 points to six or something here, honestly.
Yeah,
So I'm going to take the Broncos. I think that line is deserved. The NFL showed us last year when those spreads get over 7 points or something, you can't take the underdog, and you have to just back the favorite because there's a big golfing class, and especially in the quarterback play, with some of the better teams against some of the not so contenders, should we say? So enough babbling on. I'll just take the Broncos at minus
but
8.5 there.
can I just check? Can you still see my screen here, Tom?
Yeah, we've
Okay,
got it. Yeah,
yeah. For some reason, the picture in picture has disappeared, so I can't see us anymore. But that's fine
okay,
as long as you can see the screen.
yeah,
I'm actually I'm actually gonna go for a renegade differ here, Tom.
nice.
I really like Cam Ward,
Yeah,
and I think he's got a shot to be quite a not just a starting NFL quarterback, but to be a quite a special quarterback. But I just think in this game, it's the best secondary in the NFL on the road at altitude. Um, First NFL start, I think they'll throw the absolute kitchen sink at him here. Um, and that will mean that Denver don't really have to do anything too special on offense. It's the perfect formula for Denver. When Bo Nix doesn't have to do too much, they're a real threat.
yeah,
Um, and I just think that this could be one of those games where the Titans get down a couple of scores purely from errors or great defensive plays by the Broncos, and then the Broncos just sit on them then the rest of the way. So I'm going to take the Broncos big here. I think the Broncos are. I think they're probably a threat to win the AFC West. The first time anyone's beaten the Chiefs to it. I think it might be a problem for your lot this year, the Broncos.
it will be. It's I took the Broncos as well though. It's we're both gonna go on that.
Oh, did you? Oh, I missed
Yeah.
that. Okay.
No, no,
All right.
it's all right. You were getting your charger, but yeah, I was. Yeah, no, I agree. That's a nightmare first game for him.
Yeah,
So yeah, you want to take the Broncos?
I agree. No, I feel sorry for the lad because that team isn't ready to support him in an environment like that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be tough for him. Right. Well, this is an absolute corker now.
Whoa.
With Micah Parsons making the move over to the Packers. These
Yeah.
two teams are, for me, I think they're probably the toast of the North now, NFC North.
Yeah.
Um, and this could be really interesting. We have no idea what the Lions are going to do on offense. Um, with the new coordinator coming in, I don't know anything about him. I think he was a tight ends coach at one point. I mean I literally I think Ben Johnson was as well. To be fair, so you
Yeah.
shouldn't diminish him too much. But oh, it's a tough one to call. Um, I'm still going to go with the Lions.
Mm.
I know the X's and O's we're really unsure about what kind of defense they'll run, what kind of offense they run. But I do know about the Jimmies and the Joes for the Lions, and they've got really good football players. Jared Goff is playing by far the best football of his career, and Love has not convinced me with the Packers. I know he gets a lot of love. Sorry for that dad joke,
Mm.
but he does, and I haven't really seen it. He's played the Eagles a couple of times, and we've comfortably handled him. So Parsons has had a back injury, so I don't know how ready he'll be to go for the Packers in Week 1. So I'm going to take the Lions as a sneaky road winner here.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I'm going to differ. I'm going to take the Packers. I just think the Packers are sick of losing to the Lions in these games, and they're going to turn it around to start their year. A strong defensive showing from them here against, like you said, a Lions offense. We don't quite know what they're going to bring. I think the Packers might just stun the Lions a bit here, and um, I think the Lions reached their peak at the end of last year. I'm just not sure they get back up to that level um, this year. So until they show me they can sustain that, I'm gonna back against them here.
Yeah, that's fair enough. There is the obvious opportunity when you lose two coordinators. It happened to the Eagles
Yeah.
after our first Super Bowl appearance under Sirianni, and we just really struggled the next year. So yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be fascinating to see what impact that has. Um, okay, so this is you, Tejanos at Rams. This is actually this late slate today is lovely. I
This
like
is
all of
fun.
these games.
Yeah. Um, Texans at Rams. Well, yeah, the Rams, this Rams is iteration of the Rams, I should say, never beats anyone by more than a field goal, as far as I can remember. So I'm going to take the Texans. What do you think about this? Should we give the Texans 3.5 so we can get a result here, or well, I mean,
Um,
you can take any really. You could take Rams -3.5, Texans +3.5. I just don't want to get a wash because I think it could be a field goal game here.
yeah, I think to be honest, it feels like if we were going to move the line by half a point, I think we should say Texans plus 2.5.
Hmm.
I think it's
Rams -2.5. Yeah.
yeah. I don't think it's yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. What do you reckon?
Um, it depends on well, it depends on a lot of things, I guess, but I'm uh I'm just not sure how quickly Stafford's going to start this year. He might I don't know, the aging veteran might be getting into a bit of a slump to start the year. I just got a feeling that might happen. I know he's been a bit banged up himself. He's not on the injury list there, but he has struggled in the off season. I'm going to take the Texans here. Just a very tight game.
Ooh,
Texans
maybe.
either +2.5 or +3 even. I think the Texans can get away from this with a win in the fairly milk toast environment there in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Texans as well. Actually,
Mm.
I think the defense has the potential to be phenomenal this year for the Texans, and they play if they can lock down the strength of the Rams' offense is those wide receivers.
Yeah,
Uh, I feel like the Texans have the personnel actually to handle them.
yeah,
It will just be the big interesting thing will be how the Texans' offensive line, which is massively depleted. Um, they were terrible last year, and then they lost their best piece, trading him away. So Tunsil, that is. So I
mm,
think, and against that quite vaunted young Rams defensive line, that could be a problem. I still think the Texans will have enough to get it done. I think C.J. Stroud um, can have a bit of a bounce back year, and it's quite
yeah,
interesting. The Texans offensive coordinator is a Rams alumni, so he comes from that system. So it'll be two teams trying to play offense in quite a similar way, I suspect. So it'd be quite interesting to watch how that plays out. But yeah, I'm going to take the Texans too. Long story short.
yeah. Maybe a bit of a hangover on that spread for the way the Texans finished last year. I think that if I was the Texans, I might be a bit insulted by that. So,
Well, the Texans, I don't know, back end of last year, the Texans went to LA and won a playoff game against the Chargers. So they like a
oh yeah,
trip.
true.
They like a trip out to the West Coast.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Um, so right, Ravens at Bills. This is obviously the late game. This is a cracker, obviously. Um,
Oh,
really good game. I don't know how you can make the Bills a home underdog here. Obviously, the Ravens are going to be an incredible team this year, but this is two heavyweights. This reminds me of the Ravens at Chiefs game to start last season. Um,
yeah,
I
for
believe the
sure.
Ravens were favored in that as well, weren't they? Or it was a very close line, and I just thought that was a bit rich, considering they haven't really done anything in these big heavyweight games. They don't tend to come out on top, particularly in the playoffs. The
Yeah,
Ravens.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm quite happy. I think Josh Allen is sick about hearing about how the Ravens and the Bengals and all those teams will be competing with the Chiefs for the AFC title this year. I think Allen will have something to say here, and they're at home. So yeah, give me the Bills.
I agree. Yeah, I think it is a bit bizarre to see them as a home favorite here at night. That place is going to be absolutely rocking. And history's shown us these big AFC duels over the last year of field goal games. So I won't be touching a line with any money, but you have to think the Bills pull this out with a late Bass field goal or something like that to just get it done.
Oh no, Tyler Bass is out, Tom, with a hip injury.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh, dear. Oh, that actually could be quite big, to be honest.
Uh,
I mean, I don't know who their backup kicker is. Uh,
oh, interesting. The Ravens have Isaiah Likely and Patrick Ricard out of this game, and they both have a huge role in the
mhm.
QB run game, QBS score, lead blocking for Jackson. So that's quite interesting, actually. There's
That
some
is
interesting
fantastic.
injuries in this game. Like,
Yeah, good lord. Well, I mean, just furthers the point. You wouldn't be putting any money on this spread either way. But
no,
good lord. I mean, I'm always tempted to differ just so I can get a result against you. But nah, I can't be against the Bills at home.
it's just the principle of it. I don't like
Yeah,
before we've had a down in football. I don't like the Ravens being
yeah, I
being
agree.
crowning their ass
Yeah,
as favorites in that game. Seems a little absurd to me. All right, so how long? We've got 3 minutes here to talk about Vikings at the Bears, your Chicago Bears, not your, but someone's Chicago Bears. Um,
okay.
Pick first, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Bears +1. See, this is what I don't get. I just don't understand the Bears hype. The last two seasons, I just don't get it. Like, this is, um,
It's it's what I liked is you're not even angry already. You're just genuinely perplexed.
it's well, it is it's Ben Johnson. That's fine, but he's got a totally different cast of players to work with here. So let's see how that goes. I mean, the Vikings have been a playoff football team last few years, and the Bears have been awful. So. I think the spread smells a bit to me. I'm going to take the Vikings -1.5, although I am I'm slightly more in the last few weeks I've been thinking about how McCarthy might actually not be that good. And it just yeah, I can't put my finger on it, but it just seems like he's had a year off and now he's coming back. I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to perform early on, because the Vikings are going to want to see some return on that investment. I just am slightly worried about that for the Vikings. However, I can't back against them at the moment based on what I saw last year from the teams, and I do love that Flores defense. Definitely one of my favorite defensive coordinators in the NFL. So. I think he's gonna have Williams' number here and get this thing done.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Vikings as well. I think I hear you on McCarthy at
Mm.
quarterback for the Vikings, but I think internally they must have seen something or they feel very confident about him because they were confident enough to trade Sam Howell to the Eagles.
Yeah.
He's a solid backup quarterback. They're going with an
Mm.
undrafted free agent to back up JJ this year. So they must like what they've seen from him. And I agree. I think the strength of the Vikings football team is going to go over from the offense to the defense very much so this year.
Yeah.
And I think that defense will cause Caleb Johnson, Caleb Williams a lot of issues.
Yeah.
That's a really tough defense to play at any time at night in a primetime game as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy to take the Vikes here.
Yeah. Nice. Shouldn't be a bad game actually. That's some actually really nice games to start the year. It's definitely one of the better weeks in recent memory.
Yes, I shall stop the share, and we should sign
Okay.
off because we have about 20 seconds left.
Okay. Well, very good. We'll reconvene and we'll log the scores and we'll let everyone know the results next week.
Great
Go
stuff.
well.
Go well. Nice stop.